I'm going to go over some of the new features in Nuendo 2.1. First of all, there's a new tool here that's called the Time Warp tool. And basically what this allows you to quickly do is to quickly create tempo changes right from the main window. So basically the way it works is you grab the Time Warp tool, the ruler changes into a red color instead of a blue color. And then you just grab the bar line. This is a 2-bar drum loop, but notice it's not in tempo with the song. So you just grab bar 3 and drag it right to the end of the drum loop, and that completes the tempo change automatically. So that's the Time Warp tool. So now it's in time. If I can play this. Now it's in time with the song. Okay? You can also compute multiple tempo changes. If you hold down Shift with the Time Warp tool, it drops a tempo mark in the ruler, and if you then want to do a different tempo change for this particular beat, you Shift click again, and now if you look in the ruler right here, it draws new tempo changes by Shift clicking it. You can also have musical events follow the grid. So if you have a MIDI part, for example, let's say we had an empty MIDI part here. You can choose to have the MIDI part either follow the tempo or stay put. So if you're playing in a freely played MIDI performance, not to a click, you can use the Time Warp tool where the musical events do not follow. In other words, the MIDI track will not move when you change the tempo. It'll stay locked to time code, and then you draw the tempo change to your, for example, rubato piano performance. So that's the Time Warp tool. That's a new feature in Nuendo 2.1. Here's another new feature in Nuendo 2.1. Freeze buttons. I have this virtual instrument groove agent playing on multiple outputs on my mixer here. 4 stereo outputs. Here's my master fader. And I'm encountering a little bit of CPU performance here when it's actually playing along with the song. But right on the VST Instruments rack now we have a freeze button. And what this is going to do is it's going to render 4 stereo audio files, 32-bit floating point audio files of the groove agent performance. Then the power button that you come to disengage. So now when I play this, you see it's using almost no CPU time at all. The advantage of this over Logic's freeze is I haven't frozen the entire channel. I can still go into my channel and solo it. I can go in and grab my snare drum track and equalize it. You know, I still can access reverbs on the snare drum. I can still use auxiliary sends, all that other stuff. In Logic, the entire channel is frozen, so I can't continue to mix. I'd have to unfreeze every time I do a mixing move. Here, I would only have to unfreeze to change a MIDI note. So that's an advantage over Logic's freeze feature. Another advantage is that in Logic, the freeze files go into the Logic application folder. In Nuendo and Cubase SX2, the freeze files go into the project folder. So you're not cluttering up your system drive or fragmenting the drive with a bunch of these extraneous free files. What if you have 20 songs? All 20 of those songs, you're going to drop all those files in Logic's application folder. You don't want that. You want the audio files to go into your project folder. Okay, so the freeze files are associated with the project. And then, here's another problem. In Logic, they create 32-bit floating point files out of their freeze function, so you don't lose any audio quality when you create the audio files. But if you were to go into a folder, this is the Logic users. Okay, these are the 32-bit floating point audio files. In Logic, if you were to grab these, let's say you wanted to edit that groove agent as a loop. You know, you want to create a loop out of the pattern that's coming out of the groove agent. You can't drag and drop the audio files back into Logic because Logic doesn't support 32-bit floating point audio tracks. So whereas here we can, I can drop in, there's my groove agent audio track right there, and I can go ahead and continue to edit that audio file as I normally would. If I want to go back in and edit my MIDI, notice I can't open the MIDI editor, but I can just quickly unfreeze, and I'm back to being able to solo, mute, record, automate, and edit MIDI notes in my key editor. Once it's frozen, I can't do that. So all that really gets frozen is the instrument plugin that a MIDI track is going to. Okay. We also have in Nuendo, this is a feature that's exclusive to Nuendo that's not available in Cubase. We have a networking feature. And the networking feature allows me to log into the network, and all you use is an Ethernet cable, and projects will show up on your local network. You just connect Ethernet cables between machines. So for example, a user would open up a project on their machine. On my machine, a completely separate computer, I could then log into their project. we're both working on the same project at the same time. This is essential for post-production, where you've got, for example, 3 guys working on the same project at the same time. You'll have a sound effects guy, a dialogue guy, and a music guy, and maybe even like a scoring guy and a Foley guy on top of that. In the past, you would have had to work on your part of it, then hand off the project to someone else. So you're not working at the same time. You got to wait till the sound effects guy is done before the dialogue guy can get to work. Why not have everybody work at the same time? You can set up permissions per track. Okay? Let's see if we can share this. So let's go ahead and share this project. You do like this, it updates the project over the network. There's a couple of other menus in here that show the shared project. So here's my shared projects. So now on my network, anybody else who's plugged into my network can log into my James Bennett project here. And all available projects in your facility will show up in this list as well. You can also set up permissions, read and write permissions per user. Okay? So the idea is that maybe your sound effects guy shouldn't have permission to write on your dialogue vocal track, okay, or on your music track. You want to kind of keep permissions separate. You can set permissions for the whole project, or you can set permissions per track by overriding the project permissions. Now you can also use this in conjunction with you share the project, and everybody, you can give other people read and write permissions to the project, or per track you can set up project permissions, right? So you can say, okay, this guy has access to this project, but he can only read on that particular track, or this guy can read and write to the track. Okay? Different permissions there. Now, and it says over here, overrides project permissions. In other words, there's a project permission for the whole project, for the whole users, or you can set up permissions per track and permissions per user. So it's very secure in that sense, so you won't be accidentally deleting files. But in a music situation, it's great too. One guy can be recording vocals, another guy can be punching in guitar solos, another guy can be copying drums, all in the same project at the same time. It's an effortless way to speed up the workflow, and no one else is really doing this right now. Now, you can share these on a local network, but it's probably a question of like, where does the project live? What's the storage situation? So if you look over here in this rack, here we have a storage area network. This is multiple fiber channel drives. And this is an area of storage where multiple computers can all be talking to the same hard drive RAID array at the same time. You can have multiple users accessing the same storage. So when I create my project, the first time I'm the project owner, I save the project to this folder. When someone else logs into my project, they're prompted with the dialog, please choose the project folder. So if they choose the same folder I'm using, no files get copied. It's just referencing the same files. And we can have several machines reference the files at the same time. Yesterday when we did it, the Mac was playing 128 tracks of 32-bit audio, and the PC was playing 128 tracks of 32-bit audio. To do different machines off the same fiber channel drive array. Fiber channel lines can run very long distances. They can be up to 2 kilometers long. Sony Studios in Nashville has their storage area network 3 blocks away from the actual studio. The fiber channel line can run long. If you don't have a storage area network, you can still copy files over the network, but they would reside on the local machine. If you choose a different project folder than the one the owner created with the project, what it does is it makes a new project folder and then copies the files over the network, so you have 2 copies of the file. So ideally, a storage area network is the way to go, and this is what most post-production facilities are currently using when they're doing network video sharing as well.